invite you to relax into this sacred time and sacred space that you have created for yourself. I invite you to fully immerse yourself in this radical act of self-love, to step into your power, to become your own healer, your own shaman. So make yourself comfortable. Take a few deep breaths to prepare yourself for the journey ahead. And dive into this deep medicine of the imagination. Closing your eyes and bringing your awareness into the here and now, into this time and into this place. Into your body and into your breath. Because this is time for you. It's time to be, time to rest, relax, release, and recharge. Okay, big deep breath, just settling into the journey. Okay, so I can see a tortoise, but it's a bit of a strange looking tortoise because it seems to be a tortoise with really long legs, and it looks as if it's kind of floating about, or it's walking very much on its tiptoes, not in the way that tortoises are normally quite heavy and low to the ground and almost look like the ground's pulling them down. This tortoise looks like it's floating up in the air, or kind of being lifted right up, and its legs are moving. Well, it's almost as if it's, I don't know, swimming or suspended in the air, and it's waving its legs around. Anyway, it's a very strange image. Hello, tortoise. What do you have to show us or tell us today, please? Okay, straight away, tortoise said, I'm protection. Big deep breath. Okay, tortoise, thank you. Ally of protection. What are you protecting from, or what is your purpose for this gift of protection? Okay, emotional shielding is what tortoise says. Big deep breath. Okay, so I'm being kind of shown that tortoise is, it's almost like tortoise is not in control of his own situation. It's like tortoise is being suspended, or tortoise is not on the ground, and this is through no fault of tortoises. Tortoises, you might be able to hear, it's very windy outside. Yes, so it's almost like tortoise is being hung up in the air and struggling a bit, really, and definitely is not in control of its own situation. The phrase that comes to mind is being out of its element. You know, its element is normally with feet firmly on the ground, and tortoise is being suspended in the air and floating around, which is definitely not normal for a tortoise. But tortoise still has its shell, and the protection that tortoise is saying he brings is emotional protection. So the shielding of the heart actually is the gift here. Another big deep breath. Okay, so lots of confirmation around that. Yeah, tortoise is coming to shield you from any external influences that may be having an effect upon that. I mean, tortoise can't shield you from the internal processing and clearing and detoxing, but tortoise can certainly shield you from things that are external influences, pressures or stressors. Okay, thank you, tortoise. Is there anything else that we need to do in this situation? I kind of feel like tortoise might need some help in resolving the situation that he finds himself in. Okay, right, my spider has arrived now. Spider is an extraction ally, and so spider removes things, energetic intrusions that should not be there, things that are not of you. So spider is coming to pull out whatever shouldn't be there. Hello, spider, what are you doing? Okay, it's almost like spider is cutting these cords that are suspending tortoise in the air. So she's not really removing anything. She's cutting, which, yeah, I'm sure she did this in a journey recently, where she was cutting the threads, the web that was bound around. Okay, so spider is come to cut these threads which were suspending tortoise in the air, which again were preventing tortoise from being strong and solid on the earth, and also, you know, restricting tortoise from being free. You know, if you're hung up in the air against your own will, you're definitely not free. So spider has come again as a liberator to cut the binds, cut the cords. Big deep breath, shivers up and down the legs. Okay, so lots of confirmation here that spider is coming as a cord cutter to cut away these bindings which have been suspending you in a situation beyond your control, which it feels like with this connection with tortoise being an emotional protector is about the emotional impact of things being beyond your control, of much bigger influences, shall we say. Big deep breath. Bigger influences having an influence on your life that is actually removing your sovereignty or your ability to control your own situation. You know, that's what was happening to tortoise when tortoise was swinging around, almost, suspended by these threads. Okay, so spider has now liberated tortoise. That's very good. Thank you, spider. What do we have next, please? Okay, I'm being told that there is always like a mirroring of the inner and the outer realities. There is always a microcosm and a macrocosm. There is always as above and so below. There is always this kind of reflection of what's going on in our individual lives reflected in the outer world and the bigger picture. And so what I'm being told here is that the emotional impact of being suspended beyond your control, you know, this may well be relevant on an individual level, but it's also very relevant on a collective level. You know, we have all been and are all being suspended. It's almost like we're in a period of time out of time, where time has stopped almost, and you know, we've had to take pause and have been unable to just continue on and mosey on with our normal day-to-day lives because of coronavirus lockdown and the suspension of normal life. And so I'm being told that this suspended tortoise is very much like how we as individuals and a collective, how we have been suspended and our lives have been suspended, so that our ability to self-direct our lives has been removed from us. And so this is what these cords, these threads have been doing to tortoise. You know, we're the tortoise, we're the ones being held up in the air, wiggling our legs around in the air, going, when are we going to be allowed down again? When are we allowed back onto the earth? Big deep breath. Okay, so confirmation of that. And you know, what I would say is Spider has come along to cut those threads, which are partly real, physical bindings that prevent us from living as we choose to, in that, you know, we can't go into certain shops at the minute because they're closed. We can't go to the gym, we can't go to the swimming pool because they're closed. We can't go to certain workplaces or universities because they're closed. So we are restricted in that sense, physically restricted, because the things that make up part of our normal life are not open to us. However, we can choose to release the mental bindings and the emotional bindings that are also being forced upon us, that are being coercively placed around us. And you know, this is very much from the media and peer pressure, social expectation, and social shaming, etc., etc., etc. And so, you know, these binds, these cords, these threads which hang us up in the air in a suspended state of being, some of them are very real and we cannot do anything about them, and some of them are not real, in as much as they are constructs of the mind and the emotions. And in this sense, they are intrusions, they are thought forms that other people and institutions have projected onto us in order to restrict and restrain us, mentally and emotionally. So again, this kind of is where the shell comes in, the tortoise's shell of protecting us. You know, this is very much about protecting us mentally and emotionally from these intended restrictions that come from the methodology of social engineering, mind control, programming. So, Spider has cut those threads now. You may not be able to walk yourself into certain shops, you know, although I think, you know, that is coming. I think certainly in the UK things are relaxing, and in other places around the world things are relaxing. Life is starting to begin to return to some sense of normality, although we're not quite there just yet. But the biggest challenge is not allowing ourselves to get emotionally and mentally caught up in these restrictive programs. So this is what Spider has come and released us from. Yes, she's cutting cords, but they are cords that are thought forms, and in this sense they are intrusions, they are energetic intrusions which are designed to bind us, to take away our freedom. You know, that's what they're designed to do. They're designed to keep us in fear, to keep us self-isolating, self-limiting, self-quarantining, self-restricting, self-disciplining. You know, that's what they are designed to do. So let's cut those chains off, cut those mental chains off, those emotional chains off, and be as free as we can be in our hearts and our minds to explore the realm that we do have that's free and open to us. And this is where I'm being reminded that nature is open and free. You know, oh, we can't go into shops, oh, we can't go to the gym or the swimming pool, but nature is open and free, and you can run as much as you want in nature. You can swim in the rivers if you want to. You can walk and explore and ramble and do all that kind of thing to your heart's content. So in this sense, we are not being restricted at all. Nature is at our fingertips, at our footsteps, and we have absolute freedom in this realm. And this is again what we are being encouraged to do within the bigger picture and the bigger scheme of this experience that we're going through, is a coming home to nature, is a coming back to the bosom of the Great Mother, is a returning back to remembering our place within this planetary family. And I know I've spoken about this extensively, but just every day, every week, I'm being reminded to remind everyone that this is where we're at. So is it a bad thing that we can't go into shops and spend our money? I don't know about you, but I have been spending a whole lot less since lockdown. I'm buying food, and that's about it. Fuel, that's it. Food and fuel. I'm not going shopping, I'm not spending lots of money. I'm not really an online shopper, so I don't do online shopping. But what I have been doing is spending a lot of time and energy out in nature. And so, again, maybe we need to reassess what the restrictions are around and where our freedom truly lies. Yeah, this feels like a distinction, a very clear distinction that we're being asked to look at. Big deep breath, confirmation of that. Our world, as we go through this process of coronavirus lockdown, however you perceive that to be, causes of, scope of, blah, 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 we are being asked to reevaluate everything in our lives. Everything that we thought was true, everything that we thought was normal, everything that we thought was real. And weigh up the scales of what's truly important in life, what's truly valuable, what are the simple pleasures. I know for one example, have been finding such pleasure in real simple beauty of the birds outside my window and the delicate curl of a leaf that I'm taking an interest in and the petals of a flower. Whereas, I've always been quite into nature, but normal busy life for me is going into Leeds and going to work and on the bus and on the train and through town and spending money through town, and that has not been happening. So again, let's bring ourselves to this awareness of where we are being restricted and where we are being given extensive amounts of freedom. Big deep breath. All right, is there anything else that you wish to show me, bring me? Okay, I've got a water dragon. Water dragon comes as one of the dragons that I work with. So I have a fire dragon and a water dragon and an earth dragon and an air dragon. And water dragon, she is an emotional cleanser. She swims through our emotional realms, clearing out unhelpful emotions, clearing out the pain and the sadness and the anger and the fear, the rage, the grief. Water dragon comes to swim through our bloodstream, our lymphatic stream, our urinary system, our waterworks, all of the, we are, as human beings, mostly made up of water. And so water dragon comes to give a really powerful, strong clearing for the emotional realm, which is an internal clearing. You know, we have the protection, the external protection from emotional influences coming from tortoise, and now we have water dragon coming as the internal cleansing ally to really give a very thorough spring cleaning to the internal physiological water systems, which includes the skin, because you know our skin we use to regulate temperature and to sweat through, and our sweating mechanism is also a cleansing mechanism. So you know, all of the systems that water flows through in our body are linked to our emotional field. So thank you, dragon, water dragon. I invite you to swim through all of the internal systems, all of the organs, and flow, the systems of flow, to clean and cleanse and purify. And water dragon has this kind of like a head collar that you see on some types of lizard and certain reptiles, things like triceratops as well. You know, they have this big collar that comes off their heads, and water dragon has one of these collars, and this collar collects all the toxins. So as she's swimming through your system, this collar is a bit like a filter. It kind of scoops up and collects all of the toxins in your system, which includes the emotional toxins in your system, but also includes the physiological toxins in the system. And so water dragon has come before in healing sessions that I've done for people who have needed serious physiological detoxification, like heavy metal detoxing and things like that, vaccination detoxing. So yeah, water dragon comes for both physical and emotional detoxification. Thank you, water dragon. Is there anyone else who wishes to come at this time? Any other allies? Any other work that needs to be done? No, I'm being told that is all for today. Okay, big deep breath. Thank you very much to all of those who have come and helped us in this healing work today. Thank you for the healing. Thank you for the healing. Thank you for the healing. And now, taking a few deep breaths. Coming back into this time and back into this place. Back into your body and back into your breath. Giving your fingers a little wiggle. Giving your toes a little wiggle. And stretching yourself out to return to the here and now. And I look forward to taking another soul journey with you soon. Lots of love, Joanna Joy.